My name is Paul Borosky, and I'm the owner of FinanceHomeworkHelp.net. And what I'm going to show you all to do is to create a break-even point template in Excel. Calculating the break-even point is a common homework problem given in finance class, but it's also an important calculation that needs to be done by business owners when they're trying to figure out what their break-even point is. All right, so with that said, if after going through this template and y'all don't want to make your own template, you can always purchase a already completed template at this address right here. However, if you want to go through the steps to make your own, here they are. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a title for this, and we'll call it Break-Even Point Template. And next thing what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to merge these cells. We'll go ahead and take it over to G. Actually, we'll take it to F, and we'll merge these cells here. And once we get the cells merged, I like to do all my titles in yellow, and I like to also make sure all my titles are bold as well. So next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and this side right here is going to be the solution. And then this side right here is going to be our data block. And for each one of these as well, I'm going to go ahead and merge the cells. And then I'm going to go ahead and bold them. And then I'm going to also turn them yellow. Alright, so the data that we're going to be entering is going to be sales price. Then we're going to need a variable cost. We're going to need fixed cost. And then we're going to need quantity sold. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and move this over so we have enough room here. And then we're also going to turn all these cells right here yellow. We're going to turn it blue. Anything in blue we can change. Anything in gray, don't change the numbers. And then what we're going to do over here is we're going to solve for sales price, solve for variable cost, solve for fixed cost, and then we're going to solve for quantity sold. Alright, and so now that we've got that information all set up. Alright, so the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make up some numbers over here. So we're going to use a sales price of $5. We're going to use a variable cost of $250. We're going to use a fixed cost of $1,000. And we're just going to say $400 for quantity sold. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set this up to have the sales price look as a sales price can have cents, so we're going to make that where we can add cents. Same thing here with variable cost. We want to be able to have cents here. Fixed cost, we want to be able to have dollars and cents, so we'll change it to that. And the quantity sold is always going to be a whole number because we can't sell 0.5 of an item, so it's always going to be rounded up. So we'll go with a whole number there. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to solve for the easiest component of these, and that's going to be for the quantity sold. And the formula for quantity sold is going to be the fixed cost, which is going to be your F6 divided by, open up a parenthesis, and then it's going to be the sales price, which is F4 minus the variable cost, which is going to be F5. Close up the parenthesis and hit enter. And what this gives us here is this tells us the quantity sold is 400. And now I already knew this quantity sold was going to be 400, but what we would do is we would then enter quantity sold here, and all the other information once we're done with this should change right here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to solve for sales price. And for sales price, the formula is going to be equal sign, and it's going to be our fixed cost divided by quantity sold, and then we're going to add to it our variable cost. Hit enter, and that shows us that we have $5, and that lines up right here. And to figure out what the fixed costs are going to be, we'll hit the equal sign, and it's going to be the quantity sold, and we're going to multiply that by our we're going to multiply that by the sales price minus the variable cost, and also the sales price minus variable cost is also called the contribution margin. And we'll hit enter, and that shows us that it's the fixed cost is going to be 1,000, and we've got the 1,000 lined up right here. And the next thing is going to be a variable cost. So the variable cost, the formula here is going to be a negative sign, open up a parenthesis, fixed cost divided by quantity sold minus sales price, close the parenthesis, and now we got 2.5, and we'll just move that out a little bit. So the next thing we want to do is we want to test this. So let's say we change the sales price to $5.50, and so once we change the sales price for the $5.50, this tells us the quantity sold is going to be 333.33. Well, guess what? We can't sell 0.3333% of an item. So what we want to do is we want to round this up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go between the equal sign and the F6. We're going to type in round up, open up a parenthesis, actually open up two of them, and then we're going to put a close parenthesis at the end of it, a comma, and then we're going to type in a 0, and that just 0 just says we don't want any decimals. Close up the parenthesis, hit enter, and now we've got quantity sold of 334. So we can go over here to quantity sold and type in 334, and it comes up really close for the sales price and also the variable cost, and that's just because of the rounding for the quantity. But that just proves that once we enter it here, that as long as all this information here lines up, we're good to go. And so let's change this variable cost to $3 and let's see what happens. And so this gives us a quantity sold of 400. And so if we go over here to quantity sold of 400, then again, we're lined up with the 550, the $3, the 1,000. And so everything checks out. And so if y'all need some help with, creating this template, if y'all need some help creating this template for the break-even point, just go to this site right here. You could download one, and there is a small nominal charge to it. Or go ahead and create one yourself. And if y'all need some finance tutoring, just let me know. And I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.